So I don't know if I told this story before, but there was a time when I went outside on a quick walk, and as I was on the walk, I saw this guy, this kind-looking man. He was looking after his dog, and I thought, oh, that's nice. And I just said good morning to him because it was morning, it was sunny, it was a good day, but this is fine, this is perfect. And normally when I say good morning to someone, I just kind of walk on by. It's just a greeting, right? But the thing is, he actually kind of stopped, and I could tell he wanted a longer conversation. And I'm not in a rush today, so why not? We spoke for a bit, and it was like, yeah, I actually really like that you have your cross necklace here. And I'm a pastor, actually. I'm a pastor at some church nearby, and that's why I wanted to speak to you. And I thought, oh, wow, that's quite interesting. I would have had no idea this guy was a pastor, and he probably wouldn't have actively wanted a longer conversation if it wasn't for this, bro. But because of that, it was actually really fun speaking to him. And, we were talking about tons of things. And then he asked me, oh yeah, what are you planning on doing after you leave school? And I told him, yeah, I'm focusing on my business right now. And after I leave school, I'm just going to be completely locked in. This is the business. I'm going to be making videos, helping people learn to socialize and become more confident. And it's so purposeful and meaningful. And he said, yeah, that's actually really, really positive. I'm proud of you, man. And he gave me some advice for my business. He recommended me this book. I don't remember what the book was called. I noted it down on my phone that I'm recording with. But that was actually quite interesting. It was a nice conversation. I'll read that book after I'm done with the current books I'm reading. And for all I know, this could be like the holy grail. This could be the holy grail for my business that I needed the entire time. And after reading it, I blow up. No, I have no idea. So it could have been the most valuable conversation ever, for all I know. And the interesting thing is it all stemmed from having what's called a whatzit. So this is something I read in a book at one point about socializing. It's called a whatzit, and it's just an accessory or an item that kind of draws people to you. And it's an extremely valuable thing to use because it allows you to get people to come up and speak to you without you ever having to do anything. You'll be minding your business, sitting on a bench, and people will come up to you out of interest. You don't need to put yourself out there. It's easy. And the whatzit is just an item that gets people to ask, what is that? Because truthfully, everyone wants to talk to people. Everyone. There's not a single person out there who likes being lonely, not one. But most people can't. They don't know how to start the conversation. They don't know how to even open up to you. What do they even say? If you have an item that kind of shows, oh, that's something interesting that I could easily start up a conversation with, so much more people will come up to you. And this is why people who have dogs are completely used to people coming up to them and being like, oh, that's a nice dog, can I pet him? It's because it's interesting. And of course, it's normal to be interested in a dog, right? That's how it works. Dog walkers are like the natural whatzit award winners. Those are the people who are the best at using whatzits. And even as someone who doesn't have a dog, you can still simply do things like wear something you like. For example, a watch. But watches don't really invoke a response like that as much. Something that's kind of more unique. Maybe you probably aren't religious, maybe you are. Maybe some cross pendant, maybe some headband if you want to. Something like that would easily work as a whatzit, and it makes you look more presentable as well, ironically, as long as you aren't being kind of stupid about it and wearing a clown costume or whatever, because that's just kind of weird, honestly. So wear a whatzit and you will become socially magnetic because people will come up to you instead of you having to go up to them. It's the easiest thing in the world. It doesn't even cost any money. You probably have some laying around in your house that you just haven't used before. Hope this video helped. check out the top link in the description. It's a social protocol, and I will teach you personally how to learn to socialize and make friends. See you in there.